guys, Rafael here from Flip English School, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the simple present, okay? So I'm going to show you how to use it, the construction, and hopefully help you with any problems, okay? I hope you like the video. So, as I said guys, we're going to talk a little bit about the simple present, right? Now, we saw the present before, right? We have seen the present. We saw the present when we talked about verb be. We said, I am a teacher, you are a student, she isn't a doctor, okay? So that was the present with verb be. Now, today, we're going to talk about the present with different verbs, okay? So I'm gonna use one verb in this video, verb like. This way you can understand it easily, okay? So this first part, I'm gonna talk about the auxiliary verbs do and don't, okay? Because in the simple present with different verbs, it's necessary to use an auxiliary verb. But let's see the example first. I like MPB. You see the affirmative. I have a different verb now, the verb like. I like MPB. Okay? Now, I don't like heavy metal. You know? Yeah, man, heavy metal. I don't like heavy metal. Okay? Now, pay attention to the negative because in the negative, it's necessary to use an auxiliary verb. In this case, don't. Okay? Look at the interrogative. Do you like pop music? Pay attention to the interrogative. There is an auxiliary verb in the interrogative too. Okay? The auxiliary verb do. So pay attention. Affirmative, the verb is in infinitive. It's not necessary to use an auxiliary verb, okay? In the negative, in interrogative, it's necessary to use the auxiliary verb. The negative doesn't, the interrogative do, okay? Now, let's think about the answers. So if I say to you, do you like pop music? You can answer using a short answer, yes, I do, or no, I don't. Okay? But it's possible to give a complete answer too. Let's see the complete answer. Yes, I like pop music, or no, I don't like pop music. Okay? So, let's take a look at another example here. What kind of music do you like? Pay attention because it's interrogative, the auxiliary verb do. But this question is a little different. This question has a WH question, okay, in it. So it's a WH question. Remember, WH questions, we saw this, I think, 2 lessons ago, okay? WH questions, it's necessary to give more information for WH questions, okay? So, what kind of music do you like? And then I can say, I like classical music, I like rock, I like heavy metal, I like hip-hop, okay? Alright guys, so just for us to finish this first part here, let's take a look here. With the auxiliary verbs do and don't, okay, I'm going to use the pronouns I, you, we, they, and you, plural, okay? So, with these pronouns, I, you, we, they, and you, plural, we're going to use the auxiliary verbs do and don't, okay? Now, just to remind you guys, I know it's a little different, but in English, we use the auxiliary verbs to indicate the verb tense. So, do and don't here, they indicate the present. Okay? Alright guys, now let's go on to the next part. One more thing. Don't is do plus not. It's the negative, okay? Do plus not. Alright? Now let's go on to the next part, okay? Look here. In this next part, I'm going to talk about the auxiliary verb does and doesn't, because you use does and doesn't with he, she, it. But let's take a look here at the example. I'm going to give the first example. Look here. I like MPB. Now you see, my wife, okay, my wife is she, right? She likes MPB. All right? Now, do you see a difference? Well, the verb in the affirmative for he, she, and it has an S at the end. Now, there are some different possibilities. ES, S, well, there are some different possibilities, but I'm going to talk about the spelling possibilities next class, not this class, okay? Now, just think that in the affirmative for he, she, and it, you put an S, okay? So, I like, she likes, okay? I drink, she drinks, okay? The S, just imagine the S, okay? Now, so my wife, right? My wife is she, so she likes MPB. But look at here. She doesn't like rap, okay? Pay attention to the auxiliary verb, doesn't, in the negative. I don't like, she doesn't like rap, okay? Look at this other example here. Does she like country music, you know? Does she like country music? And then you pay attention to the interrogative here, does. So once again, the rule is similar. Affirmative, no auxiliary verb. Interrogative and negative, it's necessary to use the auxiliary verb, okay? Just remember that with he, she, and it, you have to put an S in the affirmative, okay? In the verb in the affirmative, okay? All right, so let's take a look here. Now, we use short answers in the present for he, she, it too. So I can say, does she like country music? Yes, she does, or no, she doesn't, okay? Yes, he does, no, he doesn't, okay? Or you can use a complete answer. Does she like country music? Yes, she likes country. No, she doesn't like country, okay? All right, guys, now look at this here. We use the auxiliary verbs does and doesn't with the pronouns he, she, and it. So remember, do and don't I use with I, you, we, they, and you, plural. Does and doesn't I use with he, she, and it. Okay? And one more thing. Doesn't is a contraction. You know, a contraction of does plus not. So doesn't. Okay? Well, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.